Welcome back to the Dorian Finance Podcast, where we discuss finance, business, and much more. This episode topics are how to make New Year's resolutions, lessons learned for 2023, how to make a budget, my New Year's resolutions, and my YouTube and TikTok analytics. I'm your host, Dorian, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on your path to financial freedom. Let's get started together. This is going to be the last podcast of 2023, and I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Can you do me a favor and follow my podcast and leave a review on my podcast? Because that really helps me to get this out there to more people and helps me to improve my content. Thank you. Now, how to make New Year's resolutions. And really, this is how do you keep New Year's resolutions too. First of all, you want to reflect on your past year of what you have done, what you want to change, and what you want to improve. Next is identifying areas for improvement. You reflected on your past year, so now you know what you want to improve on. Set realistic goals, which in my New Year's resolution, you'll see how I did that too. Be specific, so it's not a future statement, a will do statement, or one day statement. It is specific, and prioritize it. Make sure that you can get this done and you want to get started right away. Even now, before the new year actually happens, you want to prioritize it to start making that habit and change to make it measurable. For example, instead of to lose weight, which is not bad, let's make it to weigh, let's say 10 pounds less in 6 weeks. That gives you specifically what the target is, the amount measurable, and a end date on it as well. Make a plan. Anything that you want to achieve, you make the plan, which is your action steps to achieve your plan. For example, I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. I'm going to have to exercise more, so I got to plan each week how much I need to exercise per week. And also my diet. I need to eat less and drink more water and get more good sleep. Stay positive during the process because you might want to get it now, but your goals might be something that might take months to achieve. You have to stay positive. Next is to seek support, which can be from family, friends, or even online. That's why I do this podcast. That's why I'm actually starting a new podcast in the new year as well for my health goals, to seek a support system, regularly review and adjust. It is stated that 80% of New Year's resolutions are failed, they quit by the second week of February. So when you're creating your goals, make sure that you stay committed at least past February, because that will be you be surpassing 80% of people's that do New Year's resolutions. And then celebrate your achievement. Say that you want to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. Celebrate the 2 pounds you lost this week. That will keep you motivated, keep you positive, and you want to celebrate it. Lastly, stay committed. It's about staying committed each week. Even if you did a great job this week and something bad happens, you want to stay mentally focused on staying committed, maybe adjusting it to make it simpler, which is part of it, but you want to stay committed to it. Now, reflecting back on 2023, I just want to share some of the lessons that I learned during this year. First was prioritizing my health because I got a health scare. And I thought I was young, so it didn't matter about my health, didn't matter about my exercise or diet. But now I know I need to prioritize my health right now. I also learned how to play pickleball in the fall, which I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed the little bit of side-to-side movement. It's very much similar to tennis in the foot movement, so I enjoyed doing that. I also learned that I need to focus and be more disciplined on my little time that I get. For example, taking out the dogs. Instead of watching social media and stuff like that, I should be stretching or looking at the dog, doing some breath work as well, just using my time more wisely. And then learning to relax a little bit more every day, just a little bit. I always thought of you have to take off a full day to relax and stuff like that. And really, it can just be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doing a little bit of breathing, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of prayer, something like that to be at peace and to relax a little bit more. Lesson learned, I learned more on how to record videos, record good videos, double check the lighting, just double check where I'm sitting in the thing, also to preview videos, and then to edit videos of not only just editing it once to get rid of the ums, ahs, and the spaces where there's dead space in the video, but also to make it more lively and more entertaining with multiple cuts. And then more important than recording or editing is storytelling, of making my videos verbally and visually more appealing than ever to watch, which is storytelling. I learned how to do social media a little bit more. I learned how to use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even Twitter, or formerly now it's X, a little bit better. I learned how to use YouTube even more, TikTok more, like I said. With YouTube and TikTok, it was more or less learning more about the analytics, YouTube, their podcasting feature as well, and also how to do podcasting more, because this is the second time I've done a long series like this, but I got to use podcasting in a different way. Those were my lessons learned. I could also talk about like relationships as well, but these are the ones that are most prevalent in my mind. What are the lessons you learned in 2023? I would love to hear about them. Now, moving on to how to create a budget. I know I've already covered this, but because the New Year's is coming up, I decided to revisit that. I also have blog posts about that, which will be in the show notes as well. First is determine your income, which is how much are you going to be making this year roughly, and you can add your income, if you're hourly or salary, whether you're commission or not, and you can average that out. And again, you can use your bank statements to figure out what your average is, and you want to create that, what's your total going to be every month. Then you want to keep track of your expenses. One way when I was learning personal finance was to keep track of every receipt for 2 weeks, and that gives you a baseline, and then you categorize all your expenses so you know how much you're spending for housing, for utilities, for car, for the gas, maintenance, for food, for spending on clothes, all the categories, so you know how much you are spending. And then you set your financial goals and you allocate your income towards each of those categories of spending and your goals as well. And you adjust your spending accordingly. Maybe you want to spend less on clothes or variable cost so you can afford other things. Maybe it's a vacation and you want to create a savings plan, which can be sponsored by your employer with a 401k, a Roth IRA, some sort of investing account, which will be deducted out of your paycheck every time you get paid, so you don't even see it coming in, and you can set it where you're going to be buying some stocks or bonds or both, and your employer will match that too. And if they don't, then it's not even worth doing a savings account because of limitations, which I cover that as well. Then you move on to monitoring and tracking your budget, because maybe you're making more money, or maybe you're making less, or maybe you're spending more money or spending a little less, and you want to monitor that. And lastly, you want to be flexible, that you can, something goes wrong. And really, one of the things about creating a budget is also creating an emergency fund that can pay for an emergency. Case in point, my dog had to have surgery, so I had to use up my emergency fund to pay for the surgery for the dog. So that was an emergency for me. Some people will have said do otherwise, but then you use a budget in that case, and really you're trying to get your more income than expenses. That's really the goal of everything. Yes, there's a lot of people that don't make enough money and have too much expenses, and it's about creating leverage, creating freedom, and it's about working harder and smarter to get ahead. What do you think of my steps on how to create a budget? I have a blog post which has visual aids for how to create a budget too. I'm also in the process of creating a printable sheet or that you can use online as well to create your budget as well. Moving on to my New Year's resolutions, and you can also see that I use the same formula that's in the video on how to make a New Year's resolution. The first one was to weigh 220 pounds by February 15th. It's measurable and has an end date. And for the end of the year, to weigh 180 pounds. My plan is to lift 4 times a week, which is 2 times for my upper body, 2 times for my lower body, and to walk about 10,000 steps minimum every single day, drink 8 glasses of water every day, eat more meat and less fried food. My support system is my fiancé and you, my community of listeners. So you can see me go through this challenge. I plan on making updates often, so keep me followed on social media. My next is to have 8 days of vacation time. The plan is to take off days better, and also I already set up a 3-day vacation already. And my support system is my fiance because she will love to go out more, and you, the watcher, as well. Next is having date night at least every week. My plan is to do something different, something fun every single week for both of us to enjoy. I also want to make more friends, which my goal is to not just say hi to people, but actually try to engage in more deeper conversation. And then next is to have a online business making over 10,000 this year, which I know is very low, but I'm just starting out. My plan is to make a lot of videos and ask for brand deals. My support system is my fiance and you, my support followers. And then moving on to more personal development is to read 10 pages a day. My plan is to read books. I do read a lot of articles and social media. However, I believe that books are more defined and will help me to learn better. My plan is to have books around me at all times so I can read them often. So instead of looking at my phone, I'm reading a book. The next is to write 2 pages a day. My plan is to do a daily blog or vlog as well, video blog, which is basically a daily diary. And I also plan on playing pickleball once a week and to play or practice tennis once a week. And my plan for pickleball and tennis is to go to a local park that I can practice on, and there seems to be quite a bit of people playing it. Those are all my New Year's resolution, my goals for 2024. My goal is to also review and keep them up to date every single week, whether I post that on social media or not. I want to make sure that I don't fail like 80% of people in February. So I want to keep passing that and also creating new habits that are healthy for me. Now for my YouTube analytics, which starts the 1st of December all the way through December 26th. And what really happened this month was very weird. Personally, before Thanksgiving, I got sick, which I did do a vlog on that too. Honestly, I haven't been doing any videos whatsoever for really most of December. So I was happy and pleasantly surprised by my results that I got for this month, which was about 1,200 views, which were 10% more than November. Watch time was basically the same, which was about 3 hours and 40 minutes, which was the same. 4 new subscribers, welcome, which brings my total subscribers to 116, which this will be the last post of the year, so that's where I end my YouTube channel so far for this year. And my top 5 videos. First one is, do you know what stocks to buy during a recession? Which got almost 1,000 views by itself and over 100% average view duration, which was a really good one. And then I also had some people commenting on that, saying that was distasteful, was not good to talk about it, when in reality, this is me shedding light on a negative and bringing it with a positive spin to these are companies that are going to be around forever. You might as well buy now because they're cheaper. Second video was 3 reasons why you should buy stocks right now, which was basically the same type of video, which got dramatically less views. It got 205 views. Average duration was 68.8%, which I am thrilled by the top 5 videos, all except for one, having a good average duration. And third, which I'm shocked doesn't have more views, is hashtag Bitcoin with 61 views, but the average duration was 174%. So almost every single one who watched it almost watched it again, which I'm like, okay, why didn't YouTube pump it with more views? And then the next 2 were both on the Sony headphones that I have, which I'll have to create an updated video for it, which number 4 and number 5 both have the same views, but one got dramatically less AVD, which the first one was unboxing Sony's WFC 500 headphones, which got a 14% average viewer duration. And then the next one, which was Sony WFC 500 Review 2023, got a average duration of 62%, which I'm guessing people were watching that because it was called Review, which I'll do another video on that because I got to test it some more. So pretty good. I plan on doing a lot more videos for the New Year's, a lot more blogs, and now moving on to my TikTok analytics. Just like I said, this is from December 1st to December 26th, and I'm happy that my video still keeps on getting more views. I'm very thrilled about that. It did all go down a bit, but I was very happy nonetheless. First, total video views was 3,254 views, which was a 30% down. Profile views was 174, which was a 39% up, which was, I was shocked that that went up more. Now, new followers were up 64, which was a 26% up from last month. And likes was 25, which were almost 60% down. Comments were 10, which was a 14% down. Unique viewers were 2,845, which was a 30% down. And then shares, I had 0. And then total followers, which were 308 followers. So thank you for following my channels. If you've listened to this point, please follow my podcast, review my podcast. Thank you for listening to the Dorian Finance Podcast, and follow me on social media. Keep me updated and comment below or comment on my social media if you don't see any updates every week. Keep me engaged.